breaking up with someone can be incredibly painful emotionally. But Stoic philosophy offers a way to navigate this hardship without letting it consume us. At its core, Stoicism teaches us that while we can't control external events like breakups, we have full control over our reactions to them. This means we can choose to respond with clarity and rationality rather than succumb to despair or anger. But how can we do this? Self-reflection is a cornerstone of Stoic practice. Taking time to introspect allows us to understand our emotions better and find constructive ways to manage them. For instance, if sadness overwhelms us, examining its roots can pave the way for healing and growth. Stoicism also emphasizes that our happiness doesn't hinge on external circumstances. Instead, it arises from within, meaning even after a breakup, we can still cultivate joy by focusing on what truly matters to us. Breaking up can be incredibly painful because it often feels like losing not just a partner, but also a future you've envisioned together, your hopes, dreams, and everyday life plans suddenly upended. This profound sense of loss can be overwhelming and confusing to bear. In today's age, things get even more complicated. In the past, the saying, "out of sight, out of mind," could sometimes help ease the pain as people naturally drifted apart. Nowadays, social media keeps us constantly connected, whether we want it or not. Seeing your ex's posts, photos, or updates can trigger a flood of old emotions, dragging you back into memories and feelings you thought you were moving past. It can feel like a never-ending loop of déjà vu, especially when it seems like they're moving on faster than you are. But here's the turning point. Healing takes time, and it's okay to feel everything deeply. Setting boundaries, like unfollowing your ex or taking breaks from social media, can be crucial for your emotional well-being. It's about finding a balance that allows you to heal without constantly reopening wounds. Despite the pain, a breakup also presents opportunities for growth. It's a chance to reconnect with yourself, rediscover activities that bring you joy, and strengthen your bonds with family and friends. This period offers a unique opportunity to redefine who you are outside of a relationship. When you go through a breakup, it's not just your emotions that are affected. It can feel like your entire body is grieving alongside your heart. This isn't just a feeling. It's rooted in real physiological responses. Our brains release chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin during love, which make us feel good and connected. When that love is lost, our brains undergo a withdrawal process that can manifest as physical and mental discomfort or pain. Research has shed light on how differently men and women experience and cope with breakup pain. Women often report feeling the effects more intensely, both physically and mentally, immediately after a breakup. However, they also tend to recover more completely in the long term. On the other hand, men might initially appear more stoic, but they can hold onto emotional pain for longer periods. Understanding these differences is crucial for navigating the healing process effectively. Recognizing that breakup pain affects us both mentally and physically can be reassuring. It helps us acknowledge that our feelings are valid and not merely a result of overthinking. This understanding allows us to be kinder to ourselves, giving our hearts and bodies the time and care they need to heal. So, how do we navigate this complex web of emotional and physical pain? Firstly, it's important to acknowledge your pain and allow yourself to feel it fully. This is a normal part of grieving the loss of a relationship. Self-care becomes paramount during this time. Whether it's talking to supportive friends, journaling your thoughts, or seeking professional help, finding healthy spaces for your emotions is crucial. Even though we can't just snap our fingers and make the pain disappear, one thing that really helps is changing some of the mistaken beliefs we have about the breakup. It's about accepting the reality of what happened and finding some peace in it. Let's dive into a couple of these beliefs and see what the Stoics have to say about them. I need that person to be happy. So sometimes after a breakup, we might feel clingy or think we need that specific person to be happy. People often say there are plenty of fish in the sea, which is true. It's crazy to think there's only one perfect match out there for us, but that doesn't fix the issue because whether there's one fish or a billion, they're still external things. So Theoretically, we might not end up with any of them, no matter how many there are. It's out of our hands. If we're hurting after a breakup because we believe we need someone else to be happy, we're falling into the trap of thinking our happiness depends on external things. Stoicism disagrees strongly with this idea. According to Stoic philosophy, the key to happiness lies in virtue alone, and that's completely within our control. Romance, relationships, marriage, even having a family, they're all nice to have. Stoics call them preferred indifference, but they're not essential for a truly happy life. I'm entitled to that person. Now here's a belief that really gets people riled up. Sometimes after a breakup, we start seeing the other person as something we own, or at least something we're entitled to in life. This mindset often brings on jealousy, which is basically being afraid of losing something. When that person decides to end things, we feel hurt and might think the breakup is unfair in some way. In cases of divorce, it can feel especially unfair because our ex broke the promise of sticking together until death. And if there was cheating involved, that betrayal stings deep. Ideas like monogamy and sexual exclusivity aren't universal truths. They're just concepts shaped by our society and often tied to religious traditions. Since these ideas are part of our everyday lives, they can make us feel like we're owed something and heighten our fear of losing what we have. In today's world, with more sexual freedom, dating apps, and a less sacred view of marriage, relationships ending and infidelity are more common. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus had a wise take on how we should handle losing things we care about. He said, "Never say of anything, 'I have lost it,' but 'I have returned it.' Is your child gone? They've returned. Is your spouse gone? They've returned. Has your wealth been taken? Well, that's returned too. But the person who took it is bad. What does it matter who the giver sends to take it back? While you have it, take care of it, but don't cling to it like it's yours forever, just like travelers treat a hotel. I'll never get over that person. Dealing with the intense pain of a breakup can feel overwhelming, almost like it'll never go away. But that old saying about time healing wounds? It's true, even according to Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor. He said, "Some things come into existence, others go out. Some of what's here now is already gone. Change and flux keep remaking the world, just like time keeps remaking eternity. So, instead of fighting the pain, it's better to accept that it's there." People often try quick fixes like drinking or other substances. I've been there myself. But those only provide temporary relief. I've also isolated myself after breakups, which can be okay in small doses. From my experience, dealing with grief is about a balance. It's about staying active in the world and taking moments alone to really feel it all. Those quiet times are crucial. It's about facing reality and enduring that phase of detachment, which takes time, months, even years. To understand how the Stoics viewed immediate grief, we can look to Seneca. He wasn't just a philosopher, but also a powerful figure in the Roman Empire, though he ended up exiled for alleged adultery with the emperor's sister. Seneca wrote to his mother to console her when she mourned his absence. He wisely said, "I knew I shouldn't try to stop your grief at first, or my attempts to comfort might only make it worse. Like with illnesses, rushing in with medicine too soon can do more harm. So I waited until time had softened the pain, making it more open to healing." Well, that's it for today. Remember, healing takes time, but understanding and managing our emotions can make a big difference. What's one Stoic principle you find most helpful in dealing with complicated emotions like grief? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insightful content. Until next time, take care and keep learning.